Pineapple. Is there
It
pineapple?
doesn't taste bad.
I don't know.
Pineapple mango, right?
Yeah. Limonade.
Lemonade? Is it good?
It tastes good.
Lemonade.
It's yours.
Alright.
It's yours.
I'm yours.
Wait,
You
hold
haven't
up.
had it?
The bottle was like half finished. What do you don't know what the fuck it tastes like? Are you recording?
Not with whiskey, yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah.
So we don't know what the fuck we're drinking, basically.
I just hope I don't pass out.
We'll be alright.
I know what I got. I got the backup bitch one.
Hey, that BBW.
Only the best for our first guest.
Ooh, that's
That's
a bar.
me.
That's a
Greetings.
bar. Yes. So in case you haven't noticed, we have an extra mic on us today. Our first guest. This is the Neapolitan Ice Cream Podcast. And we have a bit of a cherry on top today.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
How long did you think of that one?
Huh?
How long did you think of that one?
It's all on the fly, baby.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so we are, it's the usual suspects, Christian, Will, and Joe, but we are also joined today by the lovely Laura Bucks.
Lauren.
Yes.
Lauren.
Wow.
There was an attempt.
Laura Bucks. Laura Bucks
The
like
cherry on top.
Starbucks. Laura Bucks like Starbucks.
On Instagram.
You had one job. And you fucked it up.
It sounded real good up until then.
Well, welcome. We appreciate
Thank you very much
coming.
Yes.
for having me. I'm so excited for my first podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
It was funny because literally it was just a few days ago. I was on the train. I was like, I'd probably be really good on a podcast. And here I am. I put it into the universe, manifested it, and here I am.
There we go.
You are welcome.
We are forever grateful.
Yes, so welcome to our platform of around 30 to 40 listeners a week.
Oh, they ain't ready.
Yeah. Oh, they're not.
They're tried and what is it? What's the term?
Desperate?
No.
Loyal?
Our followers?
Yeah.
Why are our followers are desperate? Why are our followers desperate?
Yeah, they're
Desperate
definitely
for
going to stay
good-
followers after that one.
No, desperate for good content.
Why they gotta be desperate?
Shit.
Wait, he fucked it up last episode.
There's something about this side. I'm telling
I'm telling you, this is not your hype man. Your hype man is not him.
Anyways, thank you.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
you. Why don't you tell the people a little about yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, so my name is Lauren. I hail from Pittsburgh. I live in Bushwick. I've been in New York City for 2.5 years, but I moved to Bushwick in March from Washington Heights.
Hey.
Hey!
I'm from the Heights.
There's a reason why
Are
she
you
left
Dominican?
it.
Yes.
Of course. Aren't we all? I am what you would call a multi-hyphenate artist, aka unemployed. No, I'm kidding. I'm a makeup artist. I'm a model, actress, singer. I dance, not well, but I do it.
Okay.
Same.
But for money, I'm a brand ambassador, and also I dabble in babysitting.
Oh.
Yep, it's a fun time. It's a fun time.
Many hats you wear?
Many hats.
Do you
Many
enjoy New York?
hats.
You
What?
like New York?
Oh, I love it. Anytime I go back to Pittsburgh, I'm so happy to do nothing for 2 days. And then after 2 days, I'm like, what do I do now? It was so funny. The first time I was back in Pittsburgh since I moved to New York, I was I wanted to go get coffee. And I was like, you mean I have to get into a car? I have to turn it on. And I have to drive for at least 5 minutes just to get a singular cup of coffee. And that's what I know. I was like, I can't go back. I can't go back to this regular schmegular shit. I'm in New York forever. I can't.
We went to
was spoiled.
Pittsburgh.
We went to Pittsburgh too.
We went
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
So every year I go on a baseball trip, a different stadium and whatnot. So we ended up doing a road trip that year to Pittsburgh, and then Cincinnati was the three of us.
Mm-hmm. PNC
which
Park.
Yep, you got it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
I worked
it
there.
was
That's a nice park.
You worked there?
Yeah, I did.
Oh wow!
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, it was cool.
I worked at one of the restaurants that's it's connected to the inside of the park, but you can enter it from the outside. And so after my shifts at a shitty white-owned Mexican restaurant, I would just exit into the park.
So you worked at Chipotle.
No, it was oh my god, it was called Steel Cactus. And so then after my shift, Because, like, right after the game started, it was, like, dead. And so then I would leave and I would go into the park and watch for free.
Huh.
It was a good time. It was a great summer in my life.
Yeah. Pittsburgh was a cool town. It's
Yeah,
like a little
it
college
is.
town.
It's
yeah.
broy.
It's like that
It's
whole
like,
strip.
it's so many colleges.
Yeah.
The strip you went to the south side?
I cannot.
I don't even know.
The south side is, like, where you go party.
Probably then.
The strip is where it has all the mom and pop shops and the farmers markets and stuff.
Probably. I don't know. I just remember just being bar after bar after bar after bar, and we just kept bar hopping the
South
whole.
side. You're in the south
okay.
side.
Yeah,
I did live in the south side for a couple months right after graduating college. Yeah. That was a ride.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's a good time.
That
it was
whole
fun though.
That whole trip was based off of really good cheap food, and it was like with.
And
great
all right, I got a question for you.
Oh, wait.
Because we tried. I don't know. Well,
yeah, I got it. I know. You talking about Permanente?
I
Yes.
knew you were gonna say that. I was just gonna say that.
That was the one food we hated.
it was awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
Which one did you go to?
The original.
The one,
Like
the
in the strip.
probably.
Wait, no.
Because the original one, I think, is in the strip.
I can't remember, but I don't.
Why didn't you like it?
It tasted bland.
It had like
it was burnt.
like half-ass meat.
The fries sucked.
I promise you, it's not supposed to be like that because that was probably just like a bad day.
I don't know.
Well, no.
I don't even know what the fuck y'all talking about.
Well, because you
So, Permanente's is like the most famous restaurant in Pittsburgh. And so basically we have like, what it's known for, it's basically like a Philly cheesesteak, but it's Pittsburgh, so they put
fries,
coleslaw and French fries on it.
Yeah.
And that's what it's best.
We got the Pittsburgher. That's what it was called.
No, the Roethlisberger.
It's the Roethlisberger.
I remember seeing that on the news.
The Roethlisberger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that good?
It's famous.
Yeah.
It wasn't good when we had it.
Well, what's on it?
It's basically what she said.
It's
like a burger.
It's like a Philly cheesesteak, basically, with like the cheese, the meat, the onions, whatever. And then they put coleslaw and French fries on it. And it's like a hoagie. Like
it's like a big ass sandwich thing.
Yeah.
You call it hoagies?
Yeah, it's called a hoagie.
Yeah, I don't know. That was like the one food we didn't have. We had a really good Argentinian steakhouse food there.
I know,
Gaucho. Yeah. That was really good. It was like good food everywhere except for that. I don't know.
What other places did you go?
Oh damn! It was like some farmers something. Do you remember that place?
No.
God damn it!
Do you know where it was?
Not off the top of my head.
I remember we collabed on like a shitload of appetizers someplace downtown near the ballpark, if that's even downtown. It was like something Prime or Six or something like, I don't know. It was like
I remember that it was super dark, the restaurant that we were in. It was kind of upscale.
I know what you're talking about. It's a steakhouse.
Something like it. It was. I think they branded it as like a farmer's type.
When was this?
What did we eat?
I got like a steak and eggs thing.
When was this?
Oh, you talking about for brunch?
No. It was a dinner night. It was some night we went out before. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
No.
Well then,
good shit.
I'll find it.
Okay.
Because
now I'm curious.
Yeah, I'll find it after the podcast.
Okay.
And I'll let you know. But I remember that was the first place I had a Dale's Pale Ale.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of that. I don't know. I don't drink beer though, so I wouldn't be able to offer any insight on that.
Yeah, but we'll talk about it later.
It was a cool town. What made you move here?
The multi-hyphenate artist stuff. I mean, you can do it in Pittsburgh. There's not too much of it.
No.
And I've always been more of an independent soul. And I went to school for acting and musical theater. And so it's either you move to like LA, New York, or Chicago if you want. But I felt like New York was pulling me. That's because I don't want to own a car in LA.
Yeah.
So that was like why. And also it's so much closer to Pittsburgh, which is where both of my parents live. So
okay.
It only made sense.
6-hour drive it was, I think, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's 6-hour drive. It's like 8 on the megabus though, which I'm a megabus rider.
I've done the megabus.
Because it's like $50 round trip, so how can you be mad?
Yeah. You do the double-decker one. I used to get the front seat, reserve it, put your feet up.
I only did that one time. I did the...
That's when you're living large.
Yeah, that's what you paid the extra $7
Yeah.
to like reserve. No, it's literally $7 extra to like reserve the front seat or one of the seats that has a desk on it.
Yeah.
But I did that one time, and it was really nice. I was like, I'm on like an 8-hour roller coaster, you know? Like, it was a fun time.
Because you sit on the top of the double decker.
Yeah.
I've never been on a double decker before.
Really?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it just feels like you're flying.
Yeah, it's a really nice view.
I don't ever plan on taking a bus anywhere, so like...
Aren't
I
you
almost
fortunate?
wanted to go on the one in London.
Season, you can seriously get a round trip for less than $30.
Yeah.
And then once you look at the plane prices, you're like,
I'll rent a car.
I think I can take a bus.
You can get there for $4 on a Chinatown bus. Just saying.
You might not make it.
Yeah. You'll get there next year, but you know what I mean? $4.
Oh man. When we went to Pittsburgh, it was like the furry convention or something.
Oh, I have a friend. Shout out Anthony, who is a furry.
Shout out Anthony.
Shout out Anthony.
We might have seen him then.
You just may have. And yeah, the furry convention is like the biggest thing in Pittsburgh.
Really?
Yeah, it's always like a good time. Like that week is always just like, you would just like walk downtown and you'd see at least, 25 people dressed up as like a fox or an otter.
Every day?
Or whatever.
Not just Halloween.
And it's in July.
Yeah, and people like love it.
It's
not
hot.
like
It's hot.
Yeah,
as fuck.
it was hot as fuck.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not like a weird thing. Like a couple people think it's weird, but for the most part, like a lot of the bars and whatever and the restaurants in the downtown area they're like so welcoming to the furry stuff because it's such like a big like fun thing in Pittsburgh. And yeah, it's a good time.
What's
I love
that
it.
about though? Like, what is the whole point of dressing up as a furry animal?
I think from my understanding, I watched. There was like a furry like documentary screening that I went to with my furry friend as his handler. This was years ago because they need help walking around in those giant suits. And
They have their own furry names?
Yeah, they have like different. It's called a fursona. like a persona, but like fur. They have a lot of like really fun puns, which I do really love. But for like the most part, everybody has their different reason, but it's mostly like people who feel like they're ostracized or don't really fit in with everybody else kind of like dress up and in these furry costumes and like have a new community and then they have a new name and they have a new fursona. It's kind of like they're a different person. And at first I was like, y'all some freaks. And then I like got to know like a furry person and go to the documentary and it was actually like low-key kind of heartwarming. Like I was like, okay, like
did you not want to join?
No, I didn't want to do it. But I was like, it was like I was like, okay, I get it. It's not for me, but like I get it. So I can't really make fun of it too much.
I just think they just go around and fuck each other.
That's what I thought.
You see, that's what I also thought, and apparently that's actually just a very small portion of the furry community.
Wait, so did they
do?
fuck
There
with
are
the
some
shit on?
furry freaks.
Wait, they fuck with the costumes on?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
How?
What do you mean?
Yeah, like a hole.
Take,
There's a hole?
yeah, there's like a hole. They were like butt plugs that are connected to like tails.
I've seen those in porns, but I've never seen how a furry can have sex with another furry.
It's like animals.
They like make their costumes.
Wait,
Yeah.
so if they're in a furry costume, are they attracted to like the way the animal looks?
Yeah.
What?
Right?
I mean, you would have to be. I mean, in a sense, it's kind of like a glory hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Whoa, that's crazy. I see that what you're talking about though. That's wow.
What would you
Because
pick?
then you would really just have to
I guess
love
you gotta pick your
somebody's.
favorite color, right?
At that point, you would just really have to be into somebody's personality. I'm sorry.
Personality.
And I mean, I don't know. I can't really like speak to it because I've never
shit.
done it. And it's so, but.
What do they do though?
What do you mean?
What do
They live
do?
life.
What do they do at the convention?
I don't know. I haven't been there.
Oh. You seem so knowledgeable.
No, I've never gone to it, but it's a
okay.
lot of time. I guess it's just like costume contests and like getting to know other people that are in that community and making friends and whatever. And a lot of people seem to have like lifelong friends from it, which is like so cute.
Yeah, one of the world's most famous professional gamers. He's actually a furry. And he's
Ninja?
No, not Ninja.
That's the only one I can name.
Oh, his dude name is Sonic Fox. He's like the best at like Dragon Ball Z and Mortal Kombat, and he's a furry.
Is he a fox?
He's a blue fox.
Okay.
That makes
I was
perfect sense.
just hoping.
That'd be my first guess.
Blue fox. Yeah, he a legend.
I pictured furry conventions kind of like Halloween parties, but
Just every day and shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
What could be wrong with that?
I mean,
nothing. To me, I would just be really hot.
Yeah, it definitely is like hot in those costumes. Not that I've been in one, but I would imagine. I think some of them have like fans built in there.
Probably.
God damn, yeah.
Holy shit.
You gotta do something.
I would just have it in the winter.
Those costumes can weigh like what, 70 pounds or something?
Holy shit!
Yeah.
They're
They
heavy.
go in with the detail and everything.
It's really impressive.
I would just have it in the winter.
Look up a furry documentary on YouTube. I swear to God.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to know how the shit works.
You want to know how they fuck? That's truly what it is.
Just say it. Just say it, dude.
Oh, no, how is that possible with a 70-pound suit in the summer and shit like
just
that?
lift
That's
the tail.
Yeah, shit. Wow.
But are you excited for Halloween?
I am very excited.
Not
really.
This year, really. Maybe next year. I'm not gonna dress up this year. I didn't go out yesterday. I guess yesterday
most
was
of it
the day
was
of
yesterday.
Saturday. Yeah, because
like do. I mean, people do shit on Halloween if it's a Thursday, but most of it happens on Saturday.
What is it? It's a Wednesday this year, right?
Thursday.
This Thursday, yeah. 31st.
Not that bad.
I mean, Thursday could still be lit. Thursday, you know, so it could still be turned up. I've never been in a parade.
People still need to go to work the next day. So.
Yeah, that's the worst thing.
Don't waste your time going to a parade. Are you planning on going to the parade?
I didn't even know there was a parade.
Oh, good. Don't.
Oh, it's
really?
a legendary parade.
It's always. Don't get me wrong. It's
cool.
If you're in the parade, if you can find a way to manage yourself into the parade, it'd probably be better. But wait, it's like a madhouse down in the village. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
You'll see some cool costumes and stuff. But
Yeah.
It's just so many people.
Are you dressing up?
Yes, I am. I haven't got my costume yet, but I want to be Lola Bunny from Space Jam.
A furry.
Yeah, so a furry.
There was like
a diet furry, if you will. So I have to get that costume, which should be easy because I want to not the one where she's wearing the jersey, but when she's wearing the what is it? The purple shorts and the yellow shirt. The one where she's not wearing.
She's actually
before she's on the team.
Yeah, before she's on the team. I want to wear that one because
she has like a
cheapest.
headband or something, right?
But, no, she doesn't have a headband. She has her ears back in a ponytail.
Oh, okay.
Was Lola Bunny in anything other than Space Jam?
Yeah.
She was just Babs. She was just known as Babs. Like Babs Bunny?
No, Babs was the daughter.
I was about to say there was some
Babs and Buster's were brother and sister. Babs Bunny and Buster Bunny. They were
the little ones.
Yeah. Tiny Toons was
Tiny
Toons children. Those were their kids.
Oh.
Yeah. So Buster Bunny and Babs Bunny, those were brother and sister.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, and
of Bugs and Lola.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. They put Lola in like baby Looney Tunes.
I remember that.
That's right. Yeah.
That's
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't think she ever had any. She might be in a new Space Jam movie, but I don't think she's been in anything else.
Fuck that movie.
Yeah, fuck that
what
shit.
do you guys mean?
I'm gonna be home.
In bed.
Next year I got an idea.
Well, I'm just doing something for work. We're all dressing up with a Hawaiian theme, so I'm just gonna get like a lua and like a whole shirt and nothing too crazy. Wasn't my idea. So
I'm gonna do it though.
I'm gonna do it. It's for the team. I'm a team player. That's
gotcha.
I'm doing a work thing too. So we're having a Halloween party at work, and I'm gonna dress up as one of my other coworkers.
Okay.
I know who you're gonna be.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Who?
I can't tell you.
After the pod?
Yeah,
it's a woman.
No, it's not.
So you're doing drag, huh?
Yeah, but that's it. I'm not.
Yo, is Halloween
crazy.
the sluttiest holiday?
Is it a holiday?
Yeah.
If I don't get the day off, it's not a holiday.
Right, is it the sluttiest celebration?
I mean, I can't think of any other like holidays that
Valentine's
are slutty.
Day.
I mean,
that's not slutty.
That's
not really slutty. You're supposed to be like
are you
in love or
Santa
whatever.
Con?
What?
SantaCon?
No, I've never been to SantaCon. No.
That might be.
Is that slutty?
Might be. Yeah.
You know what?
It's the second Saturday of every December where just like a huge bar crawl and everybody just dresses up like Santa Claus and shit.
Or Christmas.
But a lot of the
themed.
women just real slutty. That's slutty Santas and shit. And they do crazy shit. And it's just day drinking from like 11 o'clock.
That's and SantaCon's strictly off of just drinking and getting hammered. Like that's it.
Oh,
like,
so anybody can be in Santa?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Word. I'm just gonna buy myself a beard and then just
You didn't
like,
have to
You
be
can
Santa.
be
It could just be the
You just
red
need
something
to
and
Christmas
white.
related.
Up?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could wear that shirt.
You could
Probably.
be like a
Yeah.
reindeer.
I'm an elf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, no, that's exactly what people do. Put a
Like
little.
this little helper.
I've seen some crazy shit during SantaCon.
Yeah.
Wow.
St. Patty's Day is also kind of wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm Irish, so.
There you go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There it
Green shirt. Look at
Wait,
that.
so Halloween first, then Santa, then St. Patty's.
SantaCon isn't a holiday.
I mean, it's a
It's
celebration.
just an event.
It's a celebration.
But lots of people dress up for Halloween and aren't slutty or try to do any of that shit.
True.
Like people just like dressing up,
Mm-hmm.
not even like necessarily sexy or anything.
So is that in last place?
No, like Easter
Are
is going to be in last
we
place.
ranking slutty holidays?
I want to.
Okay, let's just put it on the table. What's all the holidays?
New Year's.
In calendar.
Oh, New
we have
Year's.
New Year's.
Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's,
Martin Luther
Easter.
King Day.
No, we don't gotta name all it. Like the celebrating, the shit we celebrate.
You don't celebrate MLK Day?
How I do that? I get the day off. That's it.
There's always
I
a
respect
nickname.
4th of July.
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
That is not
Memorial
Is
Day.
there anything-
But no.
Labor Day.
Labor Day. is
July
the one.
4th.
I just
Just
said that.
said
We're
that.
going in calendar order.
Did you know?
December,
Yeah.
Halloween, Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving's a big one. I'm
Eh.
joking.
Yeah. Stuff the turkey and
who
shit.
wants to fuck after you eat 3 meals at one time?
We gotta live. It's like the banging food shit.
6 pounds of mashed potato.
That's dessert.
That's dessert.
But yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, you always get hungry later on Thanksgiving too. So like, you always get like, you never get that after you never get like a late night craving on Thanksgiving.
No.
What?
I fall asleep at like 9.
Oh shit.
No. See, I
Because
like.
after I eat all that, I'm like, well, I mean, after that, it's like, well, what do I do now?
You go
I feel
shopping.
like I'm going to throw up. Okay, true. I do go shopping sometimes. But I try not to support that because I feel bad.
For who?
Oh, the people at the
Yeah,
work.
the people that have to work.
They're getting time and a half
Like,
and shit.
in
They'll
like
be fine.
Macy's, they have to show up at like, what is it? Like 4 o'clock or whatever on
Yep.
Thanksgiving.
They get paid extra, though.
To work for, you know,
You'd
a
be
minimum
surprised-
wage job.
you'd
and
be-
they don't get like extra.
No, I think they get paid time and a half.
Yeah.
I know in Pittsburgh when I lived in Pittsburgh that they didn't do that.
It
There's
depend-
no laws
well, it
like
depend-
that.
Well, the
Damn.
Macy's here in Held
But
Square
still,
is a
even like
union-
time and a half is what, $20?
I mean, you'd be surprised how many of them
Is
elect
it?
to
I'll
do
go to.
It's so busy.
Wait,
a lot of them
$20
work
an
on-
hour?
If you
Yeah.
hate your family, then yeah.
Or if you don't have family here.
Yeah, true.
Or if you need money. Some people just need money.
Yeah.
I remember I worked retail. I chose to go to work on
I
Thanksgiving.
used to work in that Macy's. I know exactly. I didn't work Thanksgiving. I worked in the Burberry there, and my like, not really. But
Weird
money
flex,
I
but okay.
didn't work. But the people that worked on Thanksgiving made bank that day. They
In
worked-
Burberry.
I mean, it was packed all over the store. I mean, it depends if you make
Because it's like
commission
Black
or not.
Friday sales.
Yeah, it was pretty much like Black Friday all over again, and they earned commission on it, so they had a really good day and got fed.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, not everybody earns commission.
That's true, but
Very true.
if you were in commission, it's a lot.
Then yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good day, I'm sure.
But all right, back to slutty holidays.
Okay, so I guess Halloween is just default
Kinda.
on top.
Kind of. What's your...
New Year's is
New
kinda
Year's.
slutty.
What he said, yeah.
Yeah.
New Year's
is
is
pretty
wild.
slutty.
New Year's is wild.
Here's the thing, though. How
New
much
Year's
does
is
that
wild.
change? Well, I mean, any holiday will change because I feel like New Year's is also a holiday you could spend with your significant other.
Halloween, you can spend with your significant other.
You spend every day with your significant
Yeah.
other. Like,
Yeah, no shit.
But were you just saying like sluttiest as like as far as actions people do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's
it's
the
not
best way.
slutty to have sex with your boyfriend. Like,
I mean, like just wilding, like in like parties and like in a non. How do I say it? In a different way than like a regular party. Like for example, during Halloween, people might dress like.
You're more likely to have a threesome maybe on Halloween. Is that what you're getting at?
I don't know about that.
If you're in a relationship.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like you dress a certain way during like Halloween, SantaCon, etc.
Well,
nobody
yeah.
dresses any certain way at SantaCon.
Oh,
I can't
you haven't been.
name a single person that goes to SantaCon.
I went.
we all went.
Were you slutty?
Huh?
Were you slutty?
He was trying to be.
I was trying to be.
It didn't work.
Not really. I got
So
numbers.
it's not so.
Oh,
You haven't been to SantaCon.
You'll see
Yeah.
that.
I
You
should go to SantaCon this year.
you'll come with us, yeah.
You see the craziest shit. I'm like, all
They
right.
took out a whole rail of in
Yeah,
That's
that was-
slutty though.
This was wild.
Somebody got railed.
There you go. It's wild though. But
Is that it's not a holiday though? It's just an
It's a
event.
can we
celebration.
make it a holiday?
Yeah, why not? There's no rules. It's America.
It's crazy because literally right after Halloween, we're gonna see Christmas commercials, decorations all over the
I already
place.
Yeah,
see
fuck
it now.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They just skip it right
I fuck
away.
with Thanksgiving
We're gonna
more.
see a Hess truck commercial on
I
November
hate those.
1st.
Hate those. Who played with a Hess truck?
I don't think I ever played with the Hess truck.
Me
They
neither.
don't even look fun. You see?
You never know what the Hess truck is? The Hess truck's
Back and it's better than ever for
Yeah,
Christmas
you don't know
this
that?
year.
They didn't have that in
No,
Pittsburgh?
what?
It's a big a big white and green truck.
Yeah, it's like a toy truck.
And they
If I saw it, I'd be like, okay, yeah. But
I got
you singing this, whatever.
It's like a
I was
whole.
like,
It's like it comes up
It's
every
literally
Christmas and like
been around for
yeah.
longer than me. Like,
how many trucks can you have?
Well, they do like
Do a new one
helicopters
every
and
year.
motorcycles now, and like it started with the Hess truck, but now it's
Oh.
like they probably have a
Really?
drone now.
The Hess drone.
I don't know what
yeah,
that
they have a
is.
commercial every
Yeah.
holiday season,
Yeah.
and it's just annoying. Like, oh my god, they're back
I have no clue. I've never seen that before in my life.
in my life.
But yeah, Halloween gets kind of crazy though.
Yeah.
Do you think that if you were to like go out with your boys or whatever, and you're in a relationship, or your girlfriends and what for
My
you as well,
girls.
yeah. If you were in a relationship, are you more inclined to fuck up on Halloween?
What do you mean fuck up?
Take a guess.
Like cheat?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I think anytime you have a significant amount of alcohol, you're more inclined to, I would guess.
Yeah.
But I feel like you would also need to be thinking about it or considering it before you had the alcohol. And then once you had the alcohol, it becomes,
That just gives you like the extra nudge. you
yeah, it
needed.
gives you the extra motivation or so.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But I mean, I've never cheated, and I've never cheated on alcohol, so I
Cheated on
Cheat
alcohol.
like
on alcohol.
under the influence, so I don't really like. I have nothing for you. Have you guys ever cheated?
No.
What is it? No. That didn't sound confident.
No,
So
it's not.
fast, and you're like, no.
No.
Of course not.
What counts as cheating?
So you cheated, is what you're saying?
No.
He plays the fifth.
I never
you cheated?
Of course not. Hell no.
He went, no.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. Never.
No, all that body language, you can't fool me. Women find out everything eventually.
They'll never find anything on me. I never cheated.
I already know you cheated. I've known you for an hour.
Wow. This says a lot.
But you know he's cheated?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because he went like this when he said no.
You asked me before. I was already doing that, and you just said you cheated. I'm
You
like,
went, no, of course not. Oh my God,
He hasn't
no,
cheated.
Never.
I'll vouch for him. He hasn't cheated.
I'm very faithful.
I'll protect. I'll
Protect? Oh, so you're
well,
gonna.
not protect. I'll defend
There it
him.
is!
I'll defend.
Oh, there it is!
I'll defend him before I defend myself.
Right.
Oh shit!
Him on the other hand, I don't know because I'll be lying.
What kind of shit is that?
Just outed you and shit.
Sucking.
Well, I will go on record and say I have never cheated. But I've also, I've been in one relationship, so it's not like I've given too much of a chance to.
Yeah, me only been in two, so same. All right, so here I was having a conversation with my friend 2 days ago, and he went on a bachelor party trip. The bachelor got sex from a woman. I'm like, wait,
Got sex.
Got sex.
he got the sex from a woman. I'm
Got
like, oh,
sex.
shit.
The new Got Milk commercial.
Got sex. But yeah, so he said,
Got
he ended
sex.
up hooking up with this chick. I'm like, oh shit. So he cheated. He said, no, it doesn't count. It's the bachelor party. I'm like, wait, what do you mean it doesn't count? That's clearly cheating. He said, no. Being that it's a bachelor party, that can happen for that one last
It's
day.
a hall pass? No.
it's
No
not.
hall pass, right?
No.
It's
All right.
not. Okay, so if you're in a relationship and you have sex with somebody else, is it cheating?
Yes.
If you are engaged and you have sex with somebody else, is it cheating?
Yes.
So there you go. And if
That's
you're
exactly what I
married,
tried to break
and
down.
if you're married and you have sex with somebody else, is it cheating?
Yeah.
There's no gray area in that one day, the day before you're about to be married. No. If you're gonna do it at any time, do it in the quote-unquote talking stage or when you're dating, because then it's like the least amount of offense compared to being married.
What's the purpose of a bachelor or bachelorette party?
I don't know. I think it's kind of dumb. I don't like the
I
whole
honestly
aspect.
don't even
Look,
know the
we-
answer.
No,
were-
I don't like the whole aspect because a lot of times
they always order strippers and shit. Wait,
yeah,
so
because it's always considered like your last day of freedom for the whole, like ball and chain or whatever. And my point of view is that if you don't like people act like this whole day, they treat it like it's almost like they don't want to be married and almost like they don't love that person. Because if you're treating your wife like a prison sentence, you shouldn't be marrying her.
So question, is getting like a lap dance from a stripper, is that considered cheating?
No, it's a stripper's job to do that.
But it's not.
The
The stripper's not in a relationship.
Strippers can be in relationships.
Right,
It's
it's
also
also-
their
but
job.
the man in a relationship gets a lap
No,
dance
it's
from a
not
stripper.
cheating to get a lap dance.
It's also a prostitute's job to have sex with someone else. Is that cheating?
For the man or for the prostitute?
For the man, not the prostitute. Obviously.
Well, yeah, it's cheating, yeah.
Okay, well, what's the
I mean, sex is wildly different from a goddamn lap dance.
All right.
I mean, I would say if I had a boyfriend and I found out he got a lap dance, I would not like it, but I wouldn't punish him for it or consider it cheating.
Yeah.
No woman is going to be over fucking joyed when she finds out somebody hotter than her danced on her boyfriend's face. Like, that's just, like, straight up not going to happen. But I can't condemn him for it.
So why is that like the common thing with bachelors and bachelorettes parties, just having a stripper like pop out of a cake and just like...
It's because people, the point of them is that people kind of treat it like it's your last day of freedom type of thing. And because they treat marriage like a prison sentence, like, oh, the old ball and chain type of thing. And so it's considered like a free pass to do like whatever you want and go crazy because people think after you marry, every day is boring and the worst.
That's why I'm like, why even marry if that's...
Yeah, that's why I'm like, if you think marriage is gonna be that bad, why are you gonna get married? That just sounds like you're gonna do worse after you get married.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna be mad if I get engaged and then on bachelor party, my husband goes out and gets drunk with his friends, gets a lap dance, go to a strip club, go whatever.
What if he sucks on
I don't
titties?
really care.
Someone's stumped. What if he took him with you?
Well, please don't.
What if he took him with you
allowed.
and then like just there was titties up in his face?
Did I get titties in my face too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then it's cheating.
Wait, so y'all cheating on each other then?
Wait, hold on. It's cheating if
What's wrong with my titties in your face?
Nothing.
It's the same thing with like, you can give him a lap dance, but you can still get one from a stripper.
Yeah.
Then I mean he can, and that's not considered cheating to get a lap dance from somebody whose job it is to be giving a lap dance. But also, I don't want to witness my man getting a lap dance. It probably wouldn't make me feel good about myself to see a woman that's hotter than me.
What if
What
she's
if
not
she-
even
Giving
honest?
my
What if she's
boyfriend
ugly?
a
What if she's
chubby,
ugly?
Like,
What if she's ugly and he was still like enjoying it? Then how would you feel?
then I'd be like, damn, what's wrong with me? Like,
Well, I want to go back because we started talking about gray areas of cheating and the talking stage.
okay.
Because you said that if you have sex in a relationship, that's cheating.
Mm-hmm.
What if he was to kiss another girl or your partner kisses somebody else? Is that cheating?
Yes, it's cheating. It's happened to me.
Okay. But you said getting a lap dance is not necessarily cheating.
That is a semi-sexual act.
Yeah.
I just want to know. I just want to know where.
A lot of times, kissing infers like some sort of emotional, like personal connection.
Sex can be like no connection at
It
all.
can be, but there's a wild difference between whole sex and a kiss.
Whole
Like,
sex.
Yeah.
Not half sex.
Yeah, like there's a wild difference.
I think
between
sucking the
that.
titty is the half sex.
I mean, if it's a quarter sex, then yeah, we're fine.
Yeah.
Little quarter pounder.
Yeah, like, quarter pound her.
We don't have a
Like
soundboard clearly.
All right. So where is the
Working on
line
that.
then? Like, where is the line
It's
of?
the panty line. No.
What?
Because we've had this discussion on the
The
podcast
line
before.
is
Like,
where whatever you wouldn't want your significant other to do.
okay, I like that.
That's fair.
Yeah. No, I think it's the most fair thing.
So would y'all be okay with y'all bachelorette getting
No.
like a stripper on her?
No.
Not having sex with her, just like dancing on her.
Nope.
You would not be okay with that?
No.
But you wouldn't be okay with a male stripper?
I don't want to know about it. I'm not going to
No,
break
but
up
would
with
you be
her
okay
for
with
it.
that?
It
Like,
would,
knowing that there's a...
I'd be bothered by
nobody's
it.
going to be fucking psyched about that.
Yeah, no, I'm going to be bothered by it.
But you gotta accept it though. Like,
I'm not going to break up with her.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, are you cool with the fact that there's a good chance that can happen?
I mean, there's a good chance of anything happening. You accept
What
it.
about
And
you?
move on.
This just reminded me. I actually had a friend in 7th grade, and her mother. Okay, on their wedding day, her mother and her husband, they got married, but her mother had sex with the husband's best man, aka his best friend, which then created her. So she is the product of...
I've seen that in a porn once.
Of wife's and man's best friends relationships, but then she was raised by the wife and the husband. I don't know. And that was on their wedding day. On their wedding day is when the wife had sex with the best man and then made her. I don't know. You have to be like an incredibly good person in order to still stay with somebody after, they got pregnant by your best friend.
When did he find out?
Yeah, when did he find out?
I mean, I don't know the details of that, but I would assume sometime after she got pregnant and there was like a paternity test. Because if you have sex with somebody on your wedding day, I guess it's kind of gonna be a toss-up between who the father is.
Yeah.
Because the day of your wedding,
like a bouquet.
and then the wedding, when you consummate it or whatever.
We need Maury.
It's only
for
a
this
1 day difference. I guess you got a paternity test, and then I guess she had to be like, so we're gonna laugh about this one day.
No, we're not.
And so it was us. I don't know. Like, I was like 13 at that point listening to this story, but that's what she told me.
I would shoot that entire ceremony.
Right?
Up.
Like,
yeah. No.
Oh my god, that's wild.
Was it before the ceremony too, or after?
it was.
During.
I don't know. I would assume it was before, because after your wedding ceremony, you tend to leave
with
your now husband / wife.
Yeah.
You can't just disappear for an hour and be
Well,
like, I had to take a call.
It could be
or
like doing
whatever
the
fuck.
reception afterwards and whatnot.
I mean,
that's
I don't
wild.
know, but I would assume it was the day before, the day of the wedding, earlier in the day.
Huh.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Damn. That's crazy.
Couldn't be me.
Wouldn't be me. Killing everybody.
Just so we're on record, I would never.
Shit.
All right, so back to gray areas and stuff, because you mentioned talking to someone, and I think nowadays we get really not confused. Well, at least I get confused. I'll say that, with what the different stages of a relationship are, because I feel like everything's so fluid now. Like, oh, we're talking, we're dating, oh, we're just hooking up, oh, we're just fucking. How do you feel about those types of labels that we have? And I don't even know if it's necessarily a label. I think it's a lack of a label at this point. But how do you feel about that?
I thought talking and dating were the same thing.
No.
No.
To me, talking is like before your
the
boyfriend and girlfriend, or boyfriend and girlfriend.
Or anything and
then
anything.
dating is when you're actually the boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever labels.
Wait, so
I thought that dating was before that.
I consider dating those things.
No, I would say talking's before dating.
I would say talking's before dating, but I don't think when you're dating someone, that's your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever yet. That's what I
There's a
thought.
difference between going on dates and dating.
Yeah.
So when you're talking to someone, can you talk to multiple people at the same time without that being like cheating?
I mean, like, you can, but nobody's gonna be psyched about that.
Yeah, it's...
No, but
I mean, if I'm talking to someone and I find out he's talking to another girl, like, I can't be mad about it because, I mean, we aren't exclusive.
Yeah.
But
There's
it's not anything wrong on his part, and I can be talking to other people, and I'm just like...
But there's a point where...
it like, doesn't make you feel good.
Yeah, no. There's a point in, like, your relationship where you'll be like, okay, is this serious or not? Whether you have
What stage is that?
That depends. It's case by case. I think it depends on both individuals.
Yeah. You definitely, I think, like, communication in those...
I don't know if I've been talking to dating.
is like really important.
Man, I don't know what I've been doing either.
I've just been here with them and shit. I don't know what I've been doing.
I mean...
I feel like years ago, it was much simpler, because I remember when I was in high school, whenever somebody was your boyfriend, it was when he would say, "Will you go out with me?" Or
yeah.
"Will you be my girlfriend?"
Yeah.
And then it was official, and then it was like MySpace official, and then it was Facebook official.
MySpace
but
official.
in these days, everything is like, it feels like nobody wants to commit, especially since I moved to New York. Like, before I moved to New York, it was like I heard that, you know, it's hard, difficult, and dating in New York. It's difficult dating in New York.
It's a free-for-all.
And I was like, I mean, there's like 8 million people. Like, what do you mean it's difficult dating in New York? There's like, that just doesn't make sense to me. And then I moved here.
Yep.
And I'm like, it's really difficult dating in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What challenges do you find?
Yeah, let's say on your end.
Well, first of all, I mean, it's hard because, I mean, I, like, when I go out to bars and whatever, it seems like whenever I get attention from a man in one of those spaces, it's usually he's just like, will come up behind me and just like start dancing on me. Like, there's no introduction. There's no, oh, hey, my name is whatever.
You must
What's
have been
your
uptown.
name? Oh, I was uptown.
Yeah.
Like, there's no introduction, or like, it's like you're walking down the street and somebody catcalls you, which is like no indication of them wanting to date you. It's just them yelling, "Oh, que Dios te bendiga, baby." Or
you were
whatever.
really uptown.
Or, like, I was like uptown. But when you see, like, when you see somebody,
I swear it wasn't me.
She said she wanted. Maybe when she went to drop off that mannequin 160. He's right there.
Yeah, that's where I live. Oh shit!
And then he saw you throw up on it, though.
you're like, oh,
I'm good.
never mind.
Oh, we didn't talk about. Never mind. My bad. The rest we didn't talk about that on the pod.
We're good.
Yeah, we're fine.
We're doing great.
Wait, what was I saying?
Dating.
You're dating.
Cat calls uptown.
Yeah. It's whenever I see like a good-looking man that I'm like attracted to, and seems like he has it like sort of together.
Oh, we don't.
Every single, or he has a good time. He's pretending like he's holding it together pretty well. Every single time, I shit you not, we're staring across each other on the opposite sides of the train platform, and I'm going uptown, he's going downtown, and I'm on the local, and he's on the express, and it's just like every single goddamn time.
Wait, you see them across the platform?
I can never get to him.
Just go upstairs.
I can't be doing that. I can't look desperate.
Pretend you got on the wrong side.
You're like, oh goodness, which side is this on? What train? I'm just leaving from out of town.
Wait, so has it ever worked? Like, has anybody across the platform ever tried to like?
No, they ignore me.
Yeah. If you want to get a year, it's a
I also have my beats on, but I'm also pretending like I don't see them, and I'm just like.
And you're hoping they're gonna come up to you?
Yeah.
Does it ever work?
No.
What if he comes up?
I was gonna say, have they actually gone up to you and it's worked?
No.
No. Then what are you
It's
hoping
just
for?
like it seems like, I mean, like, it's been like, and a couple of times I can count on one hand that I've seen an attractive young man in the train, like across from me or whatever. But I mean, we were like all like stuck. You know how it is in New York. We're all stuck on our phones. You know, we have our music on, perhaps reading a book if you're really fucking bold, and we don't pay attention to anything around us.
Yeah. No, we talked
We
about
mentioned
the
on the pod, yeah.
Or like, especially like on the train, how are you supposed to like?
How
are you supposed to like? If you do notice someone, how are you supposed to be like? Are you supposed to go sit down with them? Like, it's a weird, like, on the train, you're, like, in a weird limbo. It's like, how do you approach somebody without, like, being weird about it?
We talked about it, like...
Yeah.
And I would like to know.
I wouldn't want to talk to someone.
I have no problem with approaching a man. I mean, I would like to be approached by a man. Okay. Like, a normal one.
Good luck.
Not the one.
Especially in New York. Shit.
But, like, it seems like a lot of time you kind of have to, especially in New York City, when everybody is phones, you know, their music,
headphones,
whatever, just trying to get from point A to point B. It seems like a lot of times you do have to command that attention. And so, but I'm just like, should I? Or like, should
I personally don't do it on a train because I feel like if I get turned down, it's gonna be super awkward just to be
Standing there.
to be forced to stand there on a train on a train with her. Like,
Yeah,
you can't walk away.
That's happened to me before. Yeah. I was actually, it was like a crowded train.
Oh
just
my
like
God.
the perfect fucking time for you to.
You gotta scooch
do that
through the
shit
whole
with me.
thing.
And so I was actually babysitting too, and the girl that I was babysitting was sitting, and I was standing, and this guy was standing right next to me, and he seemed like God bless his soul. Hopefully maybe you're out there listening to this. He was like, "Hey."
Probably not.
We'll find
it could be a happenstance. And he was like, "Hey, I know this is like so random and forward and weird, but like, would you like to get hot chocolate with me?"
That's smooth.
And like, that was like cute as fuck. And that was the nicest thing that
And you
like
said no.
anybody's ever said to me. But like, I
Really?
wasn't attracted to him, but like, I really genuinely did like appreciate the one that wasn't like a hey ma, whatever the fuck. But and also the little girl was babysitting. She's like 8 years old. She was right there with me, and it was like genuinely so sweet. And it wasn't even like, do you want to go get drinks? It was like hot chocolate.
I don't even know where you can get hot chocolate.
Yeah, I was like, I couldn't even name a place where you can get hot chocolate.
I'm about
And
to try
I was
that.
like, oh, thank you so much. I'm not, like, I pretended I have a boyfriend, which I never do. I was like, I have a boyfriend, but you genuinely did, like, make my day. You, like, made me smile, and then at that point, it wasn't awkward. Because I expressed that while I wasn't interested, I mean, like, it's totally fine. And I think, like, a lot of girls, like, when they turn down a guy, they're like, oh, no, like, weird about it. But I do, when somebody comes up to me and they, you know, are respectful and they ask me out, even if I'm not interested, since they were so respectful, and I know, like, things like that can take so much courage, because I've done it before, too. I think, I mean, when that happens to me, I make every point to make it not weird. And I say, like, thank you so much.
That's fair.
For, you know, reaching out to me. That really, like, I'm so flattered. You brightened my day. However, I'm not interested. And then it's just like, it's fine. And then it's not weird. And they're like, oh, they're usually like, oh, well, I'm glad I could make you smile. You're beautiful. Have a nice day.
Wow.
And then it's fine. Then it's not weird. I mean, like, it's still like a little bit weird because he was like still standing directly next to me and we had like 4 more stops. And then I had like to get off. And then I was like,
I get turned down, I gotta stand next to it.
I was like, okay, thanks. Have a good one. And he was like, okay, bye.
Do you ever do the thing where like you give a guy your number but you won't reply to any of his texts?
Yes.
Oh,
I
God.
have. No, but the thing
Why?
is, you have to
What's
see it
the
from a
purpose?
woman's point of view. I mean, you could like Google right now, like women that get like literally killed over rejecting a man. I can't tell you how many times I've given. I mean, it's not a laughing matter.
I get it.
But like, I can tell you how many times I've just given my number to a man because it's like, well,
Easier.
if you say no, it's awkward and it's weird. Or he could be like, well, why won't you give it to me? Oh, I just want to be friends. I'm like, you don't want to be my fucking friend, dude. Like, you're trying to get with me. Like, it's not like that.
I'd rather the no, because like some people can handle the turn. Like I would much rather respect the honesty of it, just being like.
But there's also a lot of
but
men
you have to,
that
don't,
don't feel
yeah.
that
And you have
way.
to think about that.
And there's men that are very violent and they're very persistent.
That
And
I get.
being a woman, I can tell you from my experience how men are. And so it's actually just better to give him your number and then block him. It's actually just the safest thing. I've done the like give him the fake number thing, but the danger in that is that he's like,
I'll call you right now.
I'll call you right now so that you have my number, and then the phone doesn't ring. You
That'll
have to
be
beg.
funny. They
And
get
then-
a fake number. He calls you. What's going
I'm
on?
so like, I don't know technology. I just got this thing on. I'm such a grandma. Like what? Like play that card. But I mean, like you don't want to do that. So that's what. Yeah, I
see
mean, I
that
usually
point.
like if I'm not interested, I like to be honest. And like a lot of girls would be like, oh, like I have a boyfriend or whatever. But I feel like if a woman isn't interested, she shouldn't have to pretend like she has a boyfriend in order to preserve the feelings of the man.
Right.
So in most cases, I don't do that. But if I feel like he is generally very respectful and nice, then I like just to preserve his feelings because like God bless his soul for being one of the like 3% that are decent. Then I'm just like, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend, like type of thing.
Yeah.
Just to, play nice because I appreciate somebody, reaching out to me and being like not weird about it.
Respect.
Oh. There you go. There's the woman's perspective.
Yeah, finally, right? There we go.
Just break out the hot chocolate line.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that.
You can
Hot
fuck
chocolate, and then she'll feel bad and then like have to hang out with you.
You like marshmallows?
But that's a good question. I really don't know where to get hot chocolate at.
I know the Waffles and Dingus stand sells hot chocolate.
Makes sense. Starbucks
Starbucks
does.
has
Yeah,
white
I was just about to say.
Dunkin' Donuts, even though
That was ass.
yeah,
Can't take
that one is ass.
Can't take someone to get Dunkin' Donuts hot chocolate.
If you can,
It's
and
like
she
a coffee
appreciates
shop.
that,
Pretty much
fuck
any
that.
coffee shops.
They should, I guess, right?
I haven't had hot chocolate in years, if I'm being honest.
But all right. So that kind of but there's still.
Well, so we were
Yeah.
talking a little before the podcast, and you had an interesting, I don't know if it's a question or a point, but it was with regards
It was
to...
a poll.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
there we go, a poll. With regards to having a preference in the race or group of people that you date.
Racial
Or,
preference in dating.
yes, would you like to expand on that a little?
Okay, so a couple of days ago, I like to do polls on my Instagram story every once in a while, and a couple of days ago I posted a question that is it racist to have racial preferences when you're dating, and I got like a 90% no and like a 10% yes, but that was like out of like 30 people that voted.
Okay.
Do you have any input on that, fellows?
Is it racist to have a preference? No, it's not racist.
Well, technically,
So, people, I think a lot of times, like, don't particularly understand the question.
Yeah.
It's because in your preference, it can be racist towards the race that you prefer,
Mm-hmm.
or it could be racist towards the races that you do not prefer. And that I know that may not make sense for it to be racist towards the race that you prefer. And I say that because that can be considered fetishization. To fetishize
Yeah.
a race. Like
Yeah, okay.
what you'd hear, jungle fever,
Mhm.
yellow
Yeah.
fever, things like
Yeah.
that. That can be considered racist. Even though a lot of people wouldn't understand why a preference or a love towards that race could be considered racist, but it can. Or
But
it could
like-
be racist to any race that
Yeah.
you do not prefer.
yeah, by definition, I guess technically it is, but in the fucked up sense of racism, not really.
Yeah.
I would say if anything, it'd be different if it was the race you do not prefer to date. That's probably more on the racist.
That's all right,
fucked up
but
Yeah.
wait, hold on.
But
All right.
we got what go?
Well, because if you prefer a race, that means you don't prefer other races, right? By default.
Technically,
Yeah. But that doesn't mean that
But,
you
like,
think there's anything particularly wrong
wrong
with
about-
those
yeah.
races. It's
You're
just
looking-
one that you are pulled
So-
towards for whatever reason.
So
laws
with
of attraction.
So with this, is it more towards the history of people you've dated? Like, let's say, for instance, like I've dated predominantly Hispanic women or something.
Uh-huh.
Does that mean that I prefer them over other races? Or, does that just mean that, like, coincidentally I like them? And then if I've dated people outside of that race, it's not because, I have a lack
I would
of...
also say it has to do with your reasoning, though. Like, you could have
Yeah.
just no cultural connection to somebody or of a specific type of race or whatever, and you prefer someone of that because you have more of a connection to them.
Some
Yeah,
people
I
are
mean,
just
like,
good.
are
So,
you
like,
Hispanic?
and that's not like
I'm Dominican, yes.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, it's not like, it makes sense to want to be with somebody that shares the same background as you, and that's only because perhaps you share the same values or this and that. I mean, it's normal to want to be with somebody that you have things in common with.
Yeah.
Because how can you be with somebody that you have nothing in common with? And I imagine perhaps your background is very important to you. Significantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking around.
And
Yeah.
so, like, I guess having a significant other with the same background of you as you, it's like quite a bit of an overlap.
Agreed, but so for instance, in my case, like the last girl that I dated was Filipino.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot in common. She wasn't Hispanic, but we had a lot in common, and we had similar upbringings. And I think that has more to do with it than just the race, because there's plenty of Hispanic women that I could never even think of dating because we'd have nothing in common. We wouldn't be as compatible. I think it's more than just the race.
Mm-hmm.
And also that's with regards to dating my race. What about when you have a preference for something that's not what you are? Is there any difference in that? Like, is there a difference between saying, okay, I'm like, let's say I'm Indian, so I only date Indian people. Or let's say you're white and you only date, I don't know, Chinese people. Is there any difference in wanting to stay at your base as opposed to wanting to go out to different races and date them? Or just going out for a specific other race that you, for some reason, are just attracted to?
That was like a super multi-layered question.
Yeah,
where to start?
I'm trying to.
Scoops net Sunday. Huh?
No, I was just gonna. Well, is it different if you want to just date within your race as opposed to just dating one other different race? Because we've had the discussion about people that there's particular. We've noticed trends with people or groups of people that date within themselves and stay that way, and we don't see much crossing. Do you think it's different if someone is intentionally looking for someone else not in their race as opposed to wanting to?
I think it's different than that.
Yeah, like, do you think it's racist at all to do that?
I don't think it's racist
or just wrong, or any thoughts towards that?
I mean, like,
I think it's just being open.
I don't think it's like racist or wrong to want somebody that's a different background than you. I would say that it would be, going back to fetishizing a race. I think if your attraction to a different race is based on stereotypes, then it is considered a fetish. Like, for example, jungle fever or yellow fever or whatever other terms people use. In that case, it would be considered racist because you're considering these people of a certain race to be a commodity. And you're reducing them, you're taking away their humanity and reducing them to their background. And then that would be a problem.
Okay.
No, for sure. I agree. Because, like I said, it comes down to how you, like, what's your reasoning and behind it. And I think, and like, if you're like flat out, like, I will not date so-and-so race, like, I think if you don't put any, like, first of all, you're generalizing off of, instead of focusing on individuals, you're focusing on a set of people.
Yeah.
So, like, that's already your strike one.
Yeah.
So, that's why it depends on how you present it and what your motives are behind it. If you are flat out, like, discriminating against a specific race due to personal experiences, I think, one, it's still unfair, and in that sense, it's racist. But I mean, like I said, if you're focusing more on the preference of another race due to more positive things, I think at least it's not as bad.
Well, I would say there's a pretty big difference between somebody's experience and stereotypes, because if you're dating based on my experience with Latino men is bad. I've dated 5 Latino men and they've all been terrible. I hate that shit so much. Or it's the stereotype that Latino men, or I don't know what a stereotype is, they cheat or whatever. Then it would be like different. I mean, not like pointing fingers or anything.
No, you could base stereotypes off of experiences unfairly. Though, so that's why.
Fuck me, right?
I mean,
continue.
No, but yeah, that's what I would come from with that.
I mean, because you can't argue with somebody's experience.
No, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, and sometimes people get traumatized. I mean, you can't
compare somebody dating 5 Latino men to the, maybe like close to 1 billion Latino men in the world. It's just like straight up not comparable. Maybe, just by, happenstance, those 5 Latino men were shitty. Yeah. But you can't tell somebody after they dated 5 Latino men, you can't talk sense into them. Like, like they're not bad. Because like if you, for example, you meet 10 different dogs. Each dog you reach out to pet bites you. By the 11th one, is it even shocking that you don't want to pet the dog? You can't blame somebody for that. You really can't blame them.
I feel the same way.
And honestly, by the 11th one, if you reach out to pet that dog, you're kind of dumb. I think you're stupid. If the 11th time you're like, let me fucking try it again. So
I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's different with people. I know it's just like a generalization, but like you can't argue with somebody's experience.
For sure, no, that's true. But It's a lot of case by case. I would say.
Yeah, it really is like case by case. You can't generalize.
Yeah.
All of this.
But I was saying that ties into like horoscopes. People blame like people's signs
automatically. You're a Virgo. I can't fuck with you.
Like the fuck.
First of all, Virgos are fine. It's Geminis you gotta look out for.
Well.
But I just believe in like the horoscope.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
All I don't know shit, but I do know no Geminis.
You heard.
If you take away anything from this podcast, no Geminis.
Fuck them.
What month does that fall in?
That's June.
Okay.
Oh, no Geminis. So actually, that's my scoop. So I want to save that. My scoop is horoscope related, so we'll come back to it.
Okay, sure doesn't know.
Mine is way off from that, but okay.
Real quick, so do you guys have any preferences for what you date? If you want to say,
I don't think I have a preference, but I'm like open to dating outside of Black more.
Okay.
New experience, learn more. See what's different. Because I've mostly dated Black and mixed Black and Spanish, but I'm open to others.
Huh. Anyone else want to share?
I don't have a preference, really.
You should get a Black girl.
Why?
I want to see you with a Black girl.
Why?
I think it would be dope.
Why?
For the experience. Change your life.
Yeah.
You never know.
You're right. I'm not opposed to it. I just want to know why.
Get you a Black African queen.
So I could start watching some Black movies.
Hell yeah. Why you didn't watch this shit, Chad?
We're watching Friday tonight.
I've seen Friday, but I haven't seen...
You didn't see part 3?
No.
You see Friday the 13th.
You see Friday 1-3.
Seen Friday after next, but that's it.
Okay. What's your preference?
I don't think I have one, to be honest. I have to... Mine comes more from a personality thing. I need someone... Like, the race doesn't matter to me. But I need whoever I'm dating to have a pinch of either like spice, some ghetto-ness, a little something.
Ghetto-ness.
That's a pinch though. I'm talking like a teaspoon of.
Okay.
Like just know how to turn it on.
That's a little bit what I'm against.
What you mean?
I can't stand ratchet and.
No. I just need a pinch.
Ugh, that's
like if we're talking if we're talking home makeup, I'm talking 90-10. I just need someone to be able to turn the switch on and off.
I can respect that.
Like, I need someone who's going to be okay with adding water to the shampoo. I don't know.
Adding water to the shampoo?
That's some ghetto shit.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know, man.
Some ghetto shit. Because, you know, like for example, like hand soap, when you run out of hand soap, you can't get that shit out. You put some water in that bitch.
Yeah.
This man never been underprivileged.
Put water in the pasta. You ain't never had to put water in the pasta sauce jar, shake it up so you can get that last.
You ain't never You ain't never had to flush your toilet, turn the TV off.
What?
You're wildin'.
What?
I mean, I put water up in the hand soap, but like, what did you just say?
Yeah, it gets real.
Wait, you had to.
No, he's not. He's lying. He's fucking with you.
Oh, I thought you said you had to like when you flush the TV, it turns it. Or wait, when you.
In order to turn the TV off, you have to flush the
toilet. That backup bitch.
No, you heard him right.
Yeah,
that is what he said.
There's no connection, but one's plumbing, the other's
our white privilege is showing, my friend.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference?
I do have a preference for Black and Latino men. What
God bless you.
Explain why she be uptown.
This trouble.
No, I'm praying for you.
So was my mother.
Damn.
No, I told her I was dating a Black guy, and I should have never said shit.
Oh shit! What happened?
I should have never said shit.
Wait, what happened?
So I was like dating. Okay, maybe talking to, since we've.
I don't even think we established.
We did not get established. We didn't get any clarity on that.
for like a month and a half, and I don't.
He was black for a month and a half?
Yeah, and then he actually changed, which thank God.
Holy shit.
You know? And then I don't tell my mom shit about relationships, like anything, because nothing ever lasts. And so she gets all excited about grandkids and shit. So I just don't tell her anything. Shit. I don't tell her anything. And so it's like a month and a half, and like I really like him. And like he's really good. Like he has a great job. He's checks a lot of the boxes. I was like, I think it's like time for me to tell my mom that there's somebody in my life. And so I had the rookie mistake of FaceTiming her.
Oh.
And so I FaceTime her. She's driving, but I mean, like, it's whatever.
Start swerving in the road.
The fuck? Talking about driving.
You're talking about whatever, and I was like, oh, Mom, like, the reason I called you is because she asks all the time.
You gotta say it with confidence.
Every Friday, she'd be like, are you going on a date tonight? And I'm like, I'm eating soup in bed, so no. And so I was like, yeah, like, I've been, I've been seeing this guy. He's really great. He's really nice.
His name is DeAndre.
I didn't get to that. I dropped that into the last second. It was like a Mentos and a Coke. I was like, all these nice things, and then the black, and then I just
oh shit.
And so I was like, oh yeah, he's really nice. He's really tall. He's 6'5". He's so handsome. He's so very nice to me.
Plays cornerback for the Jets.
Hold on, I'm talking. He's so great. He's a nurse at NYU. He has a great job. He's so smart. And she was like, oh, I'm so happy for you. That's so great. All of these great things. Checks all the boxes. That everything that a mother wants for her daughter. And she goes, already being worried about me and already having a bit of a clue. She goes, so what is he? Is he white or is he Latino? Just like the second thing that was like the least worst.
Latino.
And I was like,
Latino.
She dragged it out too.
I was like, well, he's black. And like I said, I was FaceTiming her, so that was like the worst to like see her reaction. And she goes, there's all this drama. I hope she was at a red light. And she goes, how black?
Yo!
Damn.
And I was like,
is she talking about like skin tone or
that's literally
how black?
No, because old white women, the lighter you are, the better. And so I was like, I don't know, Mom, like he's black. And she goes, tell me how black. And I was like, I mean, like he's like Jamaican and Haitian. And she goes,
that's black.
It's all this drama.
That's probably the blackest.
The fucking Lifetime channel. And like this soap opera, and I just like at that point I couldn't like it honestly like made me choked up to see my mother like have such a visceral reaction to the color of the guy that I was seeing when before like I gave her all of these reasons to be happy, so tall, handsome, nurse, good job, so nice, and like all of these wonderful things, all these fantastic things, and then as soon as I said he was black, it reversed all of it.
That's wild.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? It's like she would rather me be with like a white used car salesman than a black nurse.
Well, why though?
The racism and whatever. I mean, like she's a 60-year-old white woman.
So what are you gonna do?
I mean, like we're not really like going out anymore, so that kind of just like.
Yeah, but for the next one.
Yeah. For the next one. But I'm also like kind of mad because I like kind of like low-key wanted to marry him just to piss her off.
Oh.
Because
you gotta get married out of spite.
No, I'm kidding.
Fuck you. Put up on the altar. What the fuck you, Mom?
No, but it's like at some point she's gonna like ask about it, and then I'm gonna have to be like, I mean, like it's not going on anymore, and she's gonna have to be like. Like type of shit, and then like it was like all this drama that I could avoid because I didn't talk to my mother for weeks because I was so upset with her reaction because it's so embarrassing and it's like it's so personally hurtful to me to see that reaction from my mother.
Did he know?
I didn't tell him until like after me and my mom started talking again, and I mean he didn't really like he seemed like he wasn't like too worried, but I was like man, it's like so shitty because like if he ends up meeting her. It's like it's almost like he has to prove himself to her.
That's not fair.
Just because of his skin color.
Even
though he has all these, I just told you all these stats about him that are above average. How many men do you know that are a nurse? Like, he's doing great for himself.
6'5" and shit.
Yeah, like with a beard and all of it. He's like checking all these boxes.
Got the beard!
But Mom, he has a beard!
But Mom! And then as soon as I had black, it was just like... Sucks. That shit hurt my feelings, but
yours.
Yeah. I mean, he was like, I mean, he's very different than me, and like I am, you know, quite, I would say that I lead a lot with my like intuition and my emotions and whatever, and he's very like logical and like brain focused. And so when I told him, like, I was actually more upset than he was. He was just like, oh, I mean, like, that sucks, but, like, we're all different people, and we all come from, like, different backgrounds. He was able to, like, break it down into, like, such a logical thing, but I was like, I can't believe it. like, I was, like, so emotional about it, and he was just like, you know, I mean, that's just, you can't change people's minds. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, thank God, but...
Well, now she's going to judge you going forward, and that's the first thing that's probably going to come up in her head.
Yeah. But, I mean, like... As far as I'm concerned, that will continue to be my quote-unquote type. So, hopefully the next one is a tad lighter.
There's a joke that this comedian tells that he goes, what do you call someone who's black and Irish?
What's that?
Puerto Rican.
I don't get it.
Me neither.
It stuck with you, but you
it sounded like it applied. He was black, you're Irish.
No, I don't know what this is.
You're not a good comedian or you're not doing it justice, because that don't make no sense.
I'm probably telling it wrong.
Yeah. I would hope so.
What does that mean? I don't know.
For his sake.
That was funny, though.
I mean, so we've kind of talked about, like, judging people based off of their exes now. Have you ever encountered that with either you or your friends or something like that, where based off of maybe like an ex, like have you ever come across where you actually didn't like understand why your friend was in a relationship with someone? Does that make sense?
Wait.
What? I asked like 3 questions.
Yeah.
All right, first, have you ever been judged based off of your ex? Well, clearly, yeah. Yeah. I think we just established that, but
I mean, I don't think, like, I've only been in one relationship, and after we broke up, I don't feel like anybody that I met after the fact knew my ex that much or that intimately at all, where it would be like a problem, because I mean, I moved like a year after we broke up. I moved to New York, and so I mean, I was the new kid in the city or whatever, so it's like
timing was
I mean,
but do you put any weight on someone's ex girlfriend or boyfriend or anything? Like, does that mean anything to you?
I mean, I don't have experience in that realm, but what I can say is I feel like, I mean, I don't know. I guess I would need to, I mean, would I say it would be the type that I'm judging, or if I knew that person like significantly enough, their ex significantly enough, and then I could judge?
Like you knew them.
Okay, if I knew
even if
ex,
it's not too intimately,
if I knew their ex, then I feel like I wouldn't maybe judge them off their ex. I mean, that's depending on the person. If it were like a normal person,
it's really about like your friends that you already kind of know already. I think that's what
if the ex were my friend.
No, maybe
that would be a different situation.
Maybe, but then that's different. But no, like your friend got into a relationship and you never understood why, because you never saw what she saw in him or her, or whatever the case is. Mm-hmm. And you kind of like thought about them differently after the fact. Does that make sense? Your friend.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I've never had experience in that, but as far as I'm concerned, if, you know, I met this person's boyfriend or whatever before they got together with this other person, as long as I don't think that boyfriend or whatever is like shitty, I mean, I may not get it. I may not get why she's attracted to him. But as long as, you know, they have a healthy relationship, he treats her right, then, like, whatever. It's not my business as long as she and both of them are happy, then I can't, like, really complain. But if I, you know, perhaps knew a history of this boyfriend or whatever with other women and it had, you know, like, it was bad, whatever, treated them wrong, whatever, then, you know, I would have a problem and I may go to my friend and bring that information to her. But otherwise, if he seemed harmless and I just thought, you know, I don't see what it is, then I, you know, there's no point really me bringing it up to her. Like, I can't be shitty and like, I don't see why you're into him. I mean, he's like, so like, you know, there's nothing special about him. Then there's no point in that me bringing that up just to like shit on somebody.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I judge a lot.
Based off that? Yeah, especially when they date someone that's like the polar opposite. I'm like, yo, I don't see how this is gonna work. Then that's when you start making bets like, yo, they're gonna break up in like 2 months.
Yeah,
I judge a lot, but
why?
Because I can.
That's not a good reason.
No, but I keep it to myself. I don't say anything.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's
Why don't you? What if you don't ever feel like you should say something?
No, it's not my place. It's not my relationship.
Yeah, but you don't feel maybe. What if your friend was delusional?
About
not
what?
my problem. Can't tell him what he
delusional,
likes. Like, I can't tell him what he's delusional about if he saw something.
But you would never curious.
I mean, if it's gonna hurt them, then maybe you should.
What if it's to help them?
Depends. I thought we were talking more along the lines of, like, let's say you were about to date someone and, you know, you were getting to know them and then you got to realize that they used to date somebody that you either familiar with or you know about or learned something about, and they were just like a shitty person or they were like a cornball or something like that.
Criminal.
Criminal.
There's the difference between a shitty person and a cornball.
Yeah.
Like,
there is.
In his sense.
No, there is. No, but you know, it's just stuff to consider. I don't think necessarily it's things you need to act on, but I just think it's something you need to consider when getting to know a person. I think that their history is part of what makes them who they are now.
Yeah, because you definitely learn from prior experiences.
Yeah, so when I say judgment, it's just me forming opinions on people. It doesn't mean that.
It doesn't judging doesn't always have to be a negative thing.
Right.
That's true.
Touche.
Yeah. What about, do you ever feel some type of way then where you see either your ex get with the next person and then you make judgments based off of that?
I think by default, we might say we don't feel a certain way. We feel a way.
Yeah.
We always
So I dated this guy for 1.5 years. And we broke up, and then it was like a month later, he was with this girl. He started working at PF Chang's like shortly before we broke up. And then
no hookup? Shit.
and then like a month and a half after he broke up, he starts dating this girl that works at PF Chang's with him. And he would like make sure to tell me. He'd be like, "Oh, I'm so in love with her. I think I'm in love. I think there's another chance of love. I'm in love with her. I know that's crazy because we've only been seeing each other for a week and she's my girlfriend now, but we are in love now." And then he also like had sex with me like after that. He apparently has this new girlfriend he's in love with now. It was such a fucking joke to me. Honestly, I remember the first time he told me that he was in love with this girl, and I genuinely laughed in his face because it was that funny to me because it was like so obviously like an attempt to get me back, to make me jealous, because he made sure I knew that he was apparently in love with this other server at PF Chang's 1.5 months after we broke up. How do you feel? I mean, I personally can't relate to being in love with somebody after 1.5 months of working with them at fucking PF Chang's.
It goes down over the sesame chicken.
Right? Like their hands touched when they were touching the General Tso's, like fucking...
When they were walking.
Walking. We're walking.
Walking is lit. Have
you delivering chicken lettuce wraps, and that's just what I knew.
He was definitely not in love with her.
No, have you ever been in love?
No, we had sex in his car like 2 weeks after they started dating, and it was like 10 minutes after he was like, "Yeah, so I'm really in love with her." And I'm like, right, so you want to get in the back seat? And
he's like,
it's funny. It's funny how he forgot he was in love with her.
What if that was part of his game? Like, just to...
What if he just did that and then just to have sex with you again?
That's what I...
That was the whole point. It was all the point to get me back.
Just said that.
He didn't get me back. I mean, like, we continued to, like, have, like, sex, like, after that, after we broke up, and he was dating this girl, which is cheating, by the way. It's still considered cheating. Stop judging me. This was years ago. I'm a new woman.
That's what we say. You gotta learn from prior experience. Wait, so y'all all been in love before?
We had this talk like last week, I think, but
really,
or a couple weeks ago. It was recent.
I don't remember talking about love.
Yeah, we talked about being right.
Yeah, we did.
I must have missed that.
Yeah, but I have. But
have you ever been heartbroken?
I bounced back.
Is that a yeah? You? Heartbroken?
I don't know, because, like, I've only ever been in one relationship, and, like, the relationship ended because he cheated on me, but there was so much other stuff, like, building up to that where I was almost relieved that he cheated on me because it was, like, the best, you know, it was the easiest way out type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, in our, like, the last, I want to say, like, 6 or so months in the relationship, he was, like, a wildly different person from, like, what I met, and he was, like, depressed and whatever, and it was just, like, it was a whole lot to deal with, and he was just, like, not the person I fell in love with, and he was, like, very, very shitty to me, but those didn't seem like good enough reasons, especially since he was, like, going through something. I was like, oh, I can't break up with him, you know, like, I have to be with him or whatever, because he's gonna get through it,
Yeah.
And then he cheated on me, and then at first it was like, I remember that day when I found out, it was on his birthday.
Shit.
We were going out for his birthday, and I visited him. We were gonna go out for lunch. I brought all his gifts and whatever.
You caught him in the act?
No, I didn't catch him in the act.
Oh,
no, I didn't. So I visited his home. I brought all of his gifts and whatever. We were gonna go out for lunch for his birthday. While he was taking a shower, before he went in, he was like acting real weird with his phone, which he never does. And he was acting so weird with it, and so curiosity got the best of me. When he went into the shower, I checked his phone, and he had text from this other girl, like, all the good mornings, good nights, you know, exchanging, like, sexy pictures, like, how was your day? Like, it was evidently not friends. And I confronted him about it, and he blamed me for not, like, being there for him and, like, being a bad girlfriend, whatever, so he had no choice but to cheat and whatever, and...
I don't have a choice, I gotta fuck you.
Yeah.
And so...
Look what you did!
But apparently all they ever did was, like, well, that phone that he had was actually my, like, backup phone, but his phone broke, so I gave that to him. And so I was like, fuck you, I'm taking this fucking phone back. And so we, like, fought over the phone for a while, and I ended up getting the girl's number, and I texted her from my phone what was up. And luckily she was cool, because she said she didn't know, and he said that he was single and whatever. And so, like, she was very apologetic about it, and so, like, there was no beef with her. But she said all we did was, like, kiss. But, I mean, it was still cheating, and he was still, like, talking to another girl.
Behind your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was like almost a relief at that point to get out of that.
Yeah.
So that's usually it happens where you'll start to see warning signs beforehand, too. Because, like, my most recent relationship, like, I wasn't heartbroken at the end of it all. I ended up breaking up with her, even though I fucked up a lot. But what?
Keep talking.
You fucked up a lot.
Go on.
I did, but towards, like, the end, we ended up taking, like, a week off of the relationship, and that's where I was, like, so at peace with everything, not talking to her and this and that's where I was like, you know what? I think that was maybe my, like, grieving, I guess you could say, to where that's where I wasn't heartbroken to break up with her. Because I already had that peace. I already went through that. I wasn't, like, mad or sad or anything like that. I was just like, you know what? I'm just better off single.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I'm not... And, like, she got heartbroken and stuff afterwards. Well, but,
yeah, she used to stalk my Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, she...
All right. Long story. No. That sounds really different than what the scenario is.
It literally.
Well, it was the case, but when you put it that way, without any backstory, I wasn't really active on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So he was. So to see what I was doing, she would look through his stories constantly.
That sounds like what he. That sounds like what he said.
No, but for her to, it sounds like she would go like.
Regardless, she stalked.
No, no. I was without any context. It could have been different, different assumption.
Mm-hmm.
No, I get what I know, obviously, but yeah, she was nuts. Yeah, she was crazy. No, but she was like the reason. Even if the ultimate hammer was me fucking up, I was probably bound to break up with her sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, at least somebody did it.
Yeah.
You speaking of nuts, I'm gonna one up you. So I'm gonna give you the abridged version of me and my ex, the extremely abridged version.
I thought I already got it.
Oh no, honey. Oh no. So I met him. We were working together at this restaurant in Pittsburgh, and we started dating. And he told me that this was when I was in Pittsburgh, and he told me that he had these millionaire parents that lived in New York City, and he was living with his aunt and uncle because he used to live with his parents in Pittsburgh, and then they moved to New York for some celebrity chef job, whatever the fuck. And I didn't know any better. And so it's like, sure, that sounds so great. And then this man gets $250,000 and he buys himself a Benz. He buys me a car. He buys me all these clothes, watch, leather bags, all of this stuff. He opens up a restaurant with all this money. The restaurant closes down and gets a bunch of fines because the bouncer that they hired for that night it was a college night. And so he was checking for college IDs, not actual IDs. Yeah. And so it was in the South Side. And so whenever there's a new bar that opens up in South Side, the police will check in on it regularly to make sure that they're obeying like liquor laws and whatever. And so what happened was the police searched for all of everybody's IDs and whatever, and they found like 15 or whatever underage people at the bar. And it's like a couple $1,000 fine for each underage person that you find in the bar. And so very luckily my boyfriend at that time, his name was not like on the business, was not considered part of I don't know how it works, the LLC or the building or whatever.
Right.
So he wasn't the one that got charged with all of those fines, but rather his business partner.
Oh.
And so the restaurant got shut down, and then he went into this depression where he started treating me like shit, and then he cheated on me. That's the abridged version.
And you kept the car?
No. So after he cheated on me, I told you about how we fought over the phone because that was my phone. Yeah. He was like, well, I'm going to take the car back. Because he bought me that car.
I'm like, hey, get the phone back.
Yeah.
Take the phone back.
I'm telling you, I'm keeping the phone and the car. You the one that fucked up. I want my phone. I need to get to work. I don't care about you anymore. I need to get to work. Do what you gotta do. And so, like, he wanted the car back. So he was, like, driving me back to my home in my car. But, like, I was driving and he was in the passenger seat. But he wanted to drive the car. Mm-hmm. So he was like grabbing at the wheel while I was driving. And we were like swerving the whole way home, which is like a 30-minute drive. It was really bad. It was super abusive. It was the worst. And
how you pose?
we did get home. Luckily, my dad was not home because I lived with my dad and brother at that moment. And so I managed to like get the keys. I ran into the house and I locked him outside the house. But he like sat on the hood of my car for a couple of hours. It was January, and so he was texting me like, please let me back in. I just have to use the bathroom. And I was like, whatever. And so I let him back in, and I hid my keys in my room. I hid them well. And so he goes to the bathroom in my house, and then he's like taking a little bit long. And it turns out he was actually in my room, and he found the keys.
So he didn't hit him that well.
Yeah, I thought I hit them well.
Under the pillow and shit.
I don't even remember where they were. I think they were like behind my TV or whatever, like not even that serious. And so then he left and he was like, okay, bye. And I was like, bye. And then I hear the car. And then I look at my window and I was like, motherfucker.
Oh man.
And that's it? You never saw him again?
Well, no, remember I had sex with him in the car after
yeah,
he was apparently in love with the other server.
We would have drove off forever. That would have been
like
funny,
like Jesse and Breaking Bad.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Wow.
Like I said, that's the abridged version.
Oh man. All right. Do y'all want to jump into? Well, not 3 scoops this episode, but 4 scoops.
4 of them tanks. See.
All right.
Anyone want to start it off?
You have yours.
I do. I didn't.
Oh yeah, we can continue over yours. Yeah.
All right. Cool. So again, a scoop is just anything that's on your mind that you want to share with our platform of 25 people.
We went down. Damn.
we went down this
from 30 to 25.
I mean, we went down because you told them not to check out our
YouTube.
non-1080p
we didn't even
video.
publish that episode.
They heard you somehow.
But we had mentioned something about astrology before.
Yeah.
And on the podcast, we were saying how a lot of times people, mostly, I don't know, women usually will say, oh, it's because, stay away from Geminis, from Sagittarius, from whatever. I'm on the wave now.
What?
I started using that as an excuse for everything I do. It's lit.
God.
Explain. Further explain.
No, anything that I do that's like, well, why'd you take that extra soda or something? Oh, I'm a Sag.
Does that work?
Like, people will just say, oh, no, you're right. Or like, oh, why are you late? Oh, Sagittarius things. And people
are you a Sag?
Yeah, I'm a
Why'd
Sag.
you cheat? I'm Sagittarius.
No, literally. Apparently that's a thing.
You know what?
No, but it's like, oh, damn, why are you procrastinating so much? Ah, fuck it. I'm a Sag. Oh, yeah, that makes... They agree. They just agree with it.
That's such a Taurus thing. That's not a Sagittarius thing.
Oh, well, yeah.
So wait, do you actually believe it, or are you just using it as a scapegoat?
A little of both, because a lot of the shit they say is right.
Are you going to start judging
No
people
way.
based
Get the
off
fuck
of their
out of here.
horoscope now?
Probably.
If that's the case, I'll claim
You
every
already have enough
horoscope and
reasons
lie.
to judge people.
Yeah. What's another one? No, but people just kind of agree with the, oh, yeah, like you can manipulate it to make it sound like anything.
It's true. Well,
If that's the case,
I feel
I'll
like
lie and
horoscopes
be
all
every
do that. They all
every
manipulate to make it sound like
sign in the
everyone
book.
has characteristics probably of every fucking horoscope, and you're like, oh, you know what? That does happen sometimes. Okay, yeah, you're right. That's why I don't believe that bullshit. I don't believe everyone born around the same time as me is similar.
It's impossible.
Sorry.
It's impossible.
I'm starting to see it.
No, it's
Get
not
the fuck
same
out of here.
Because then you have a different rising sign and a different moon sign.
Oh,
which
fuck
makes
no.
differentiations in your sun sign, which is what you would be a Sagittarius, I would be a Taurus. Whatever your main sign
What's
is,
the
that's
moon
your
sign?
I have a Scorpio moon.
How do you know that?
A birth chart.
I have a birth chart as well.
There's like astrology apps that you put in like
Your whole...
what time you were born, what
and
day
where.
you were born, and then and where, and then it shows you your birth sign, your
I'm good.
moon sign. Your...
Astrology be like, yo, Capricorn, you're gonna breathe today. I'm like, oh, word? I'm gonna breathe today. Oh shit, it was right. I'm breathing.
You just stopped and died.
But honestly, astrology is just like fortune cookies times 10.
Yeah.
How many times when you went to go get Chinese food when you were like 12 years old, and it would be like fortune favors the bold, and you'd be like, you know what, damn, you right. And it's just
but
like,
it'd be so
it seems
vague,
like a lot.
though.
I could read like literally any horoscope for the day, and honestly, I would take it to heart.
I can read a Sagittarius horoscope right now, and I can connect with it, and I'm not a Sagittarius.
Yeah, it could be a Sagittarius horoscope from 3 years ago on December 4th, and just say it today, and you'd be like, damn, that's crazy. My day was like that. Like, a lot of it is just like wishful thinking type shit, but...
You know what's crazy? One reason why I don't believe in horoscope, they never say anything bad.
Yeah, they do.
When?
I read like some love horoscope.
There's usually a jealousy thing in there. I feel like.
I never seen a horoscope say, yo, watch your back. They're going to get you today.
No, I've had those. I've had those.
Get the fuck out of here.
I swear to God.
You haven't.
Tell me that.
You're a liar.
I swear
He's
to God.
lying.
No.
What'd it say?
I'll find it after. But I saw one the other day about relationships.
Something bad happened to you.
No, because I stayed home.
About it.
I had a crackhead tell me. I just had a crackhead tell me someone was gonna get me, and he's like, "If you need me, find me in Coney Island." I'm like, "Okay, fine." So I guess I could get the same information I could get in a horoscope, but I can't from a crackhead.
Wait, crackheads are the new horoscopes?
He told.
What is with you and crackheads?
I think you're a
I
crack
think they're
whisperer.
fascinating.
Man, when I ask this question, what are things we're faster with?
I feel like they know something we don't know.
Exactly.
We can make fun of them all they want, but they are on a different wavelength.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, they are.
I'm not alone in this. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
They can stay over there.
They're in a different dimension. They're in the fourth dimension. We're wondering, what's the fourth dimension? Crackheads are in it. And we can talk shit all we want.
The mic.
You haven't been talking to Mike the whole time. I think you've been fine because I'm looking at the wavelengths and it seems just...
And so, honestly, I think we should start listening to the crackheads more.
I can't argue with that.
I've seen a crackhead crawl out the tunnel.
Of what?
On 125th Street.
Which tunnel?
Like the gates on the floor? He just climbed out. I'm like, what? It's a video.
All right.
What is like the sewage hole?